firefighters prevent potentially dangerous brush fire, homeowners are concerned a city project is not turning out as expected, and a review of Northern Corridor warns of more frequent fires.
You're watching St. George News at 5.
Good afternoon, I'm Christy Langenheim. On Tuesday afternoon, firefighters from multiple agencies successfully contained a small brush fire near State Route 56 in Cedar City that burned 1.5 acres of a vacant field. We'll go to Jeff Richards for the details.
Firefighters from multiple agencies extinguished a small wildfire in Cedar City on Tuesday afternoon. The blaze burned approximately 1.5 acres near Westview Drive and State Route 56. Responding crews were able to bring the fire under control before it could spread to nearby structures. Officials said the cause is still under investigation.
Thanks, Jeff. As the city of St. George paves part of Halfway Wash in Paradise Canyon to connect Red Hills Cliffs Desert Preserve, nearby homeowners say the project is turning out differently than expected. Here's Stephanie DeGraw with the story.
Backhoes are connecting the Halfway Wash in Paradise Canyon to the St. George Trail system. But nearby, homeowners are concerned. Some feel the paving of the wash is impacting wildlife and natural habitat more than what was agreed to by the city of St. George. Shane Moore, the Parks and Community Services Director, had this to say.
You know, I feel like with the alignment and the parameters that we've set for our contractor, I feel like we've done a really good job of being able to extend the trail, working with the HOA and the community, but provide that access for the entire city and that user experience up Halfway Wash, connecting it to the Red Cliffs Desert Preserve.
The Halfway Wash Trail connects the Red Cliffs Desert Preserve with the city trail system.
Thanks, Stephanie. In an open house hosted by the Bureau of Land Management, conservationists and locals expressed their concern for the proposed Northern Corridor right-of-way. Soon after the open house, Washington County announced it was suing the federal government over the potential reconsideration of the Northern Corridor project. We'll go to Maury Kessler for the full story.
Last week, the Bureau of Land Management held an informational open house as a part of an ongoing public comment period for the supplemental environment impact statement concerning the reexamination of the approval of the Northern Corridor right-of-way. Originally approved in early 2021 under the Trump administration, the right-of-way for the Northern Corridor is proposed to connect Washington Parkway to Red Hills Parkway with a route that cuts through a part of the Red Cliffs National Conservation Area. State and local officials say the road is a critical part of future transportation infrastructure for Washington County, while opponents say it will negatively impact the Mojave Desert tortoise and its habitat within the conservation area. Soon after the approval of the right-of-way through the conservation area, conservation groups sued the federal government over the decision and argued that the BLM and U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service did not follow proper procedure when approving the roadway or adequately address certain issues like wildfires and their impacts on the area. The case eventually settled with a judge ordering the BLM and Fish and Wildlife Service to revisit the original study that approved of the right-of-way and conduct a new one addressing wildfires and other issues considered lacking in the original. Gloria Tibbetts, the director of the BLM's Color Country District, spoke more about this aspect of the supplemental study during the June 4th open house event.
So one of the resources that we were asked to take a hard look at, again, is the impact of wildfire, the resulting change to the vegetation communities. Primarily, it removes the native desert vegetation that was relatively less frequent wildfire occurrence, and then it replaces it with more of an annual grass or other species that see fire more frequently. And so part of our analysis looks at wildfire, the trend of that changing vegetation, and the impact that that has on habitat for many species, including the Mojave Desert tortoise.
According to the supplemental study, building the roadway will invite the possibility of igniting more fires within the Red Cliffs National Conservation Area, and due to this and a number of other factors, those fires are expected to burn faster, hotter, and larger than ones previously experienced across the area.
Thanks, Maury. During last week's Hurricane City Council meeting, 2 items on the agenda concerning water were voted on. The business license of a youth treatment facility was revoked, and 3 Hurricane High School trigonometry students came out on top at a recent state tournament. Here's Haven Scott for more details on the council meeting.
Last week in the Hurricane City Council, 2 items on the agenda concerning water were voted on. One measure passed on June 6 was to increase the retail water rate by 13 cents per 1,000 gallons for Hurricane customers. Another aligns with the county water district's rates for those who use more than 36,000 gallons of water per month. Washington County Water Conservancy District Communications Director Carrie Rathje said the increase will match an upcoming county district rate hike to $1.77 per 1,000 gallons of Conservancy District water use.
Was because of the escalating costs of capital cost and because of our immediate need to free up capacity in our system. And conservation is the only thing that we can do today to make sure that we can provide water for the growth that's occurring in our communities.
In other council news, Hurricane City Recorder Cindy Betag told the council a youth treatment facility named Raja Academy attempting to take over the former Diamond Ranch Academy failed to receive their state license, leading to the council revoking their business license.
We've contacted them, they're not moving forward. We've actually received another application for the same location.
Utah Prep co-director Brent Woodson confirmed to St. George News that they have applied for a business license to a private school at the location and that ESPN's #1 ranked high school basketball player is currently on-site training. City engineer Arthur LeBaron told the council of 3 Hurricane High School students who placed 1st, 2nd, and 3rd in the annual Utah State Trig Star competition. Corbin Butler told the council he practiced a ton preparing for the tough math test.
The whole entire month leading up to actually doing this, I was spending time every night.
Thanks, Haven. Main Street in St. George gets a new attraction as Utah native Chris Peterson adorns Station 2 Brewery with a desert tortoise mural. Here's Alicia Lundgren for more on this story.
A collaborative effort between Utah Wildlife Walls, St. George City, and Washington County, among others, is bringing some color to downtown St. George. Utah artist Chris Peterson is currently working on a tortoise mural in downtown St. George, as can be seen here in footage courtesy of the Red Cliffs Desert Reserve. Peterson took a break with St. George News to discuss the artwork subject.
One of the things that we like to do with Utah Wildlife Walls is focus on the local animal that maybe has a story to tell, whether it's part of the folklore of the place, or whether it's just something that's happening right there in terms of relationship, the human-animal relationship. And right now in St. George, in this area, in Red Cliffs, there's conservation efforts trying to help a threatened species that has declining populations and is also this amazing part of the local culture and community. As someone who loves Utah's landscape, I found that the real magic in the landscape is the wildlife. It's those encounters that are my most precious memories in those places. So that's what I have chosen to direct my art to.
The wall will also feature a QR code visitors can use to learn more about the Mojave Desert Tortoise. Peterson has been working on the mural for about 3 days and estimates he could be finished by the end of the week.
Thank you for watching St. George News at 5. I'm Christy Langenheim with St. George News, your #1 source for local news.
This has been St. George News at 5.